Hello and welcome. This is ASO TV News. I am Tina Oje Achu. The headlines. National Economic Council allocates 83.2 billion naira to tackle flooding, climate emergencies. FCT administration to enforce compulsory builders' liability insurance on construction projects. Gwagwalada chairman inaugurates 15-member verification committee. And the federal government moves to commence new Carter Bridge, restore Eco Bridge. And now the news in detail. The National Economic Council has approved 83.2 billion naira for interventions aimed at mitigating the impact of anticipated flooding and other climate-related emergencies across Nigeria. The approval was granted at the Council's 158th meeting chaired by Vice President Kashim Shettima. The funds will be deployed through the Anticipatory Action Task Force to support proactive measures against flooding and disasters, particularly during the rainy season. Next, stressed the need to move away from reactive responses to emergencies and adopt preventive strategies. Vice President Shettima said that Tinubu administration's reform agenda must begin to deliver tangible benefits to Nigerians, especially farmers, manufacturers, vulnerable citizens, unemployed youth, and future generations. He noted that Nigeria is transitioning from economic stabilization to production and implementation, adding that government's policies must translate into measurable improvement in the lives of citizens across the Federation. On agriculture and exports, the Vice President urged state government to collaborate with the federal government in addressing logistical and regulatory challenges hindering access to international markets, emphasizing the need to strengthen value chains linking farms, factories, port, and global market. VP Shettima also called for improvement in port operations and export compliance standards, warning that barriers to the movement of goods undermine farmers' productivity and limit Nigeria's competitiveness in global trade. The federal government has set up a presidential task force on Ebola virus disease preparedness, declaring that Nigeria would not wait for an outbreak before taking action and vowing to prevent a repeat of the 2014 Ebola scare. Chief of Staff to the President, Femi Gbajabiamila, said the task force was established as a proactive measure to ensure the country is fully prepared against any possible outbreak of the deadly disease, even as he confirmed that no case of Ebola has been reported in Nigeria. Speaking with State House correspondents after inaugurating the task force at the State House, Abuja, Gbajabiamila said the government's focus is on prevention rather than response, stressing that authorities were determined not to be caught unprepared. He disclosed that the task force had established several subcommittees to coordinate critical areas of preparedness, including surveillance, border control, immigration management, and emergency response. According to him, one of the key lessons from the 2014 outbreak is a need for stronger coordination among all stakeholders, particularly between the federal government and states with international points of entry. Gbajabiamila noted that governors and representatives of states hosting international airport, including Lagos, Rivers, Enugu, and the Federal Capital Territory, participated in the meeting, describing the collaboration as essential to preventing the virus from entering the country. He says special attention was also being given to Nigeria's extensive land borders, warning that disease transmission through informal migration routes posed a significant risk. Now, the Federal Capital Territory Administration is stepping up efforts to improve safety standards in the construction sector. The Abuja Metropolitan Management Council, through its Department of Development Control, has announced the enforcement of compulsory builders' liability insurance for eligible buildings under construction in the FCT. The initiative, backed by the Nigerian Insurance Industry Reform Act 2025, is aimed at protecting construction workers, passers-by, and neighboring properties from the consequences of construction-related accidents. The Abuja Metropolitan Management Council has commenced sensitization of developers, contractors and other stakeholders ahead of the enforcement of compulsory builders' liability insurance for buildings under construction in the Federal Capital Territory. At a one-day training program held in Abuja, Deputy Director of the Department of Development Control, Architect Ajibade Olayinka, said the insurance policy is designed to provide an additional layer of protection for workers and members of the public who may be affected by accidents, negligence, or building collapse on construction sites. According to him, the initiative is in line with the Nigerian Insurance Industry Reform Act 2025 and is expected to strengthen compliance with building regulations, improve site monitoring, and reduce the incidence of building collapse across the territory. To support implementation, the AMMC has also introduced a centralized digital platform that will enable developers and other stakeholders to submit applications, track approvals, and manage insurance policies online, thereby enhancing transparency and accountability throughout the construction process. Project Director of the Builders Liability Insurance Scheme, Dr. Sami Olaniyi, explained that under the law, every building above one suspended floor must be insured throughout the construction period until completion and habitation. He noted that the policy is primarily designed to protect third parties, including construction workers, passers-by, and owners of neighboring properties. Dr. Olaniyi warned that failure to comply with the law attracts penalties ranging from a 5 million naira fine to 12 months imprisonment, project shutdown, or a combination of the sanctions. He added that the scheme will ensure prompt compensation for victims of construction-related accidents while encouraging professionalism, adherence to standards, and safer building practices within the FCT. The chairman of Gwagwalada Area Council, Comrade Kasimu Muhammad Ikwa, has inaugurated a 15-member Assets and Project Verification Committee as part of efforts by the new administration to promote transparency, accountability, and effective governance in the council. Correspondent Abdullahi Mukhtar reports.
Speaking during the inauguration, Comrade Kasimu Muhammad Ikwa charged members of the Assets and Project Verification Committee to carry out their assignment with diligence, integrity, and a strong sense of responsibility. The chairman said the committee is expected, among other responsibilities, to identify and compile a comprehensive list of all ongoing and completed public-private partnership PPP projects, ascertain the status of all council projects and their levels of execution, document all council assets and liabilities, and verify budgetary appropriation for capital projects from 2022 to 2026.
The committee shall provide a staff nominal role for the last quarter of 2025 and first quarter of 2026. Also, with a detailed record of employment across all cadres, both junior and senior staffs.
According to the chairman, the committee is also mandated to review the activities of revenue consultants and partners engaged by the council within the period under review, assess revenue collections and remittance, as well as verify employment records and nominal rolls covering the last quarter of 2025 and the first quarter of 2026.
Those of you that are committee members and staffs of the council, you are part of the management of this council, you should cooperate and avail the committee members with any information they want. There is nothing to conceal. So I want to let you know equally that when you face any hindrance in the course of discharge of your duty, my attention should be drawn to it.
Responding on behalf of the committee, its chairman, Engineer Momochido Ugo, assured the executive chairman of the members' readiness and commitment to deliver on their mandate. He noted that the committee has observed the chairman's determination to establish a new standard of accountability and good governance in the council and pledged their full cooperation towards achieving that objectives.
So we will seriously need the cooperation of the staff from the various departments. Since the Director of Administration is here, they will be able to help us. The files should be made available, especially on capital projects and other administrative files, because we have to see what is there before we can move out and see what is on ground.
The committee is expected to submit its findings and recommendations within 6 weeks from the date of its inauguration. Abdullahi Mukhtar, ASO Television News.
The National President of the Association of Local Governments of Nigeria, Bello Lawal, has congratulated the chairman of the Abuja Municipal Area Council, Mr. Christopher Zaka Mekalangu, on his re-election as AMAC chairman and his emergence as chairman of the Algon Federal Capital Territory chapter. In a congratulatory message, Lawal described Mekalangu's re-election as a clear reflection of the confidence and trust the people of AMAC have in his leadership and commitment to grassroots development. He said Mekalangu's emergence as chairman of the Algon FCT chapter further demonstrates the respect and confidence he enjoys among his colleagues in the local government system. According to the Algon National President, President Mekalangu's achievements and dedication to public service has earned him recognition both within and outside the FCT. Lawal assured the AMAC chairman of the full support and cooperation of the national leadership of Algon as he assumes his new responsibilities. He expressed confidence that under Mekalangu's leadership, the FCT chapter of Algon would make significant contributions to promoting good governance, sustainable development, and effective local government administration. The Algon president wished him a successful and impactful tenure, while reaffirming the association's commitment to working closely with him to advance the interest of local government and grassroots communities across the country. The Independent National Electoral Commission has commenced the distribution of sensitive election materials ahead of the Rivers Southeast Senatorial District by-election scheduled for Saturday, June 20, 2026. National and state officers of the commission were at the Central Bank of Nigeria office in Port Harcourt on Thursday to supervise the distribution process as part of preparations for the poll. The by-election was necessitated by the death of Senator Barinada Mpigi in February 2026, leaving the Rivers Southeast Senatorial seat vacant. Voting will take place across 7 local government areas in the districts Kana, Kogana, Tai, Eleme, Adoni, Okpobo, and Oigbo. According to INEC's published form EC9, 4 political parties have been cleared to participate in the election. There are the Action Alliance, All Progressives Congress, Labour Party, and People's Democratic Party. A total of 858,573 registered voters are expected to participate in the exercise across 1,629 polling units located in 88 electoral wards. INEC has also deployed 6,774 ad hoc staff to conduct the election. The bimodal voter accreditation system will be used for voter accreditation and verification. You're watching ASO Television News. You can watch us live on DSTV channel 392, also on Star Times TV channel 127 and Free TV channel 507. We are also on the UHF band on channel 38. Still to come, federal government moves to commence new Qatar Bridge, restore Eco Bridge. Stay with us for details of this and more shortly.
From From June 11th till July 19th, everything fit way. The FIFA World Cup 2026 go happen. Touchlight all 104 matches on top 4 correct channels. Sharply grab your GoTV decoder, GoTenna plus 1 month jolly for only 15,000 naira. Live on Super Sport, only on GoTV.
Thanks for joining us again. The Minister of Works, Engineer David Umahi, has reaffirmed the federal government's commitment to restoring critical infrastructure in Lagos State, while applauding President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's leadership and vision in driving transformative projects across the country. Speaking during an inspection of ongoing federal road and bridge projects in Lagos, the minister disclosed that urgent intervention work on the rehabilitation of Eko Bridge to prevent it from collapsing is progressing steadily, while mobilization for the construction of the new Kata Bridge is expected to commence this month. Engineer Umahi recalled that the Eko Bridge suffered significant damage due to a series of incidents, including a fire caused by trading activities beneath the structure, repeated collisions by heavy-duty trucks because of inadequate headroom clearance, as well as illegal sand dredging. The Minister of Works expressed confidence that the bridge would be fully completed before the end of the year. Revealed that all future bridge project under the ministry would adopt a higher clearance standard of 6.5 meter to accommodate larger vehicles and enhance durability. According to the Works Minister, emergency intervention estimated at about 12 billion naira has already been forwarded for funding approval, while ongoing underwater repairs and replacements of critical bridge components are valued at approximately 18 billion naira. It is disclosed that the President had just approved the release of funds for Section 1 of the 4th Legacy Road Project, the 125-kilometer Kwanga-Jos corridor, adding that the design for the awarded Gombe-Biu Road is underway. The Director General of the National Youth Service Corps, Brigadier General Olakunle Nafiu, has said the scheme would continue to produce the generation of youths that would shape Nigeria's economic future. He stated this during the 2026 edition of National Youth Entrepreneurship and Empowerment Program with the theme Entrepreneurship, Innovation, Courage and Impact in Abuja. He lauded the founder and CEO of Activate Success International Foundation, Mrs. Love Idoku Uloko, the convener of the event, for visiting the NYSC orientation camps to sensitize core members on creativity and self-employment. The NYSC DG added that Idoko had given business grants to many core members, facilitated skills training for more than 1 million youths, and also provided opportunities for core mentorship. He reiterated that the scheme partnership with the Idoko Uloko Foundation was driven by shared vision to build a self-reliant generation of Nigerian youths. The founder, Activate Success International Foundation, Mrs. Love Idoko Uloko, said the foundation had impacted thousands of Nigerian youths, while more than 85% of their businesses had been registered. She also said more than 50 million naira had been disbursed over the years to many young Nigerians as business grants. Nigeria's Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamo, has called for concrete actions to unlock Africa's aviation potential, urging countries to move beyond policy declarations and implement reforms that benefit airlines and passengers. Speaking at the African Air Transport Expo 2026 in Lome, Togo, Keyamo said Nigeria would, within the next 24 months, streamline permits for African carriers, harmonize air service agreement, and work through the Banjul Accord Group to advance a unified West African aviation market. The minister stressed that improved air connectivity would boost trade, tourism, investment, and regional integration across the continent. On air transport affordability, Keyamo announced that Nigeria is reducing operational costs through a 30% discount on statutory fees for domestic airlines, effort towards VAT neutrality, and the removal of duplicate levies. He maintained that aviation should be treated as an economic enabler rather than a revenue-generating tool, adding that success should be measured by the number of routes open, restrictions removed, and passengers who benefit. Participants at the Expo welcomed Nigeria's commitment, describing them as a significant step towards accelerating the implementation of the single African air transport markets and making air travel more accessible across Africa. The Digital Pairs International have reaffirmed commitment to empowering the youth with the skills, knowledge, and resources needed to tackle pressing environmental issues through technology, innovation, and entrepreneurship. Speaking in Abuja during an experts panel for the top finalists who emerged from the 6-month training program in technology innovation, stakeholders including, among others, the Chief Executive Officer of Digital Pairs International, Dr. Mrs. Ibukun Odusote, commended the finalists for transforming ideas into practical solutions capable of creating lasting environmental and social impact. Here is more on that report as presented from our studio.
Speaking during the event, Chairman Digital Pairs International Dr. Ibukun Odusote spotlights competitive advantage of the SGP 2.0 challenge will pitch solutions for plastic waste management, thereby foster youth engagement to environmental change and circular economic growth in the FCT and Nasarawa State.
The culmination of a rigorous, transparent, and highly competitive process that began several months ago, and the call for innovative solutions from young Nigerians passionate about environmental sustainability and circular economy development. Following a
people we call material recovery agent, they are mostly youth. They go from one waste collection point to another, go from premises generating waste to another, to scavenge for this plastic waste, and then sell it to all this plastic waste we are seeing is resources that can be recovered and then turn into something else for the betterment of the youth and the country at large.
If the youth are not there, there will be no Nigeria. If the youth are not invest into energy, especially the plastic waste, government must care because of the resources. A single individual cannot be able to procure the facilities that will be required for this process. So it is important if the government actually want to.
The training provided a platform for young innovators to present practical, technology-driven and community-based solutions aimed at reducing plastic pollutions and promoting environmental sustainability.
What we are looking at is we want mentorship, because I believe DPI has given us that mentorship. We also need technical system, because what we built to create sustainability, we need to put out a cloud system. And also,
what we are working on is we want people to see plastic not as waste anymore, but as an opportunity for education, an opportunity for dignity. In the PDPI has really done a great job on us, and the work is showing its result already. So we have all come up with very innovative solution, like the one of my own team. We are going to use. We are looking at turning plastic.
Oluchi Jacinta Okorie. ASO Television News.
Lastly, celebrity chef and restaurator Hilda Bassi has been named a Guinness World Records icon, becoming the first Nigerian to receive the global distinction. Guinness World Records announced the recognition on Thursday, citing Bassi's impact on global record-breaking culture and her role in inspiring a wave of record attempts across Nigeria. The GWR icon title is reserved for individuals whose achievements go beyond setting records to create lasting international influence.
Take your flowers, you started a movement. Oh my God, I can't believe it. I did this. And I don't want to cry. It feels really good, it feels good to know that things like this can happen for people like me. Like, I had so much faith in what I was doing. I never saw how far it could go. I never saw how much impact it could make, and I definitely did not think that there would come a time where I would not have one but 3 Guinness World Records, you know, breaking a 3rd one even unintentionally, and now even being named as a Guinness World Records icon, having a 2-3 page spread on the Guinness Book of Records.
Triple Guinness World Records holder Hilda Bassi set the record for the longest individual cooking marathon of 93 hours, 11 minutes in May 2023, and later partnered with Gino Nigeria in September 2025 to create the largest serving of jollof rice, weighing 8,780 kilograms and feeding over 16,600 people. Congratulations to her. And that's the bulletin, but before we go, let's take another look at one of our major stories. FCT administration has said that it is set to enforce compulsory builders' liability insurance on construction projects. And that's the news. I am Tina Oje Achu. Thanks for watching.